Hello again, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and today is Halloween, October 31st. So, we're going to wrap up our monthly budget in YNAB for the month of October. So, first things first, I'm going to go over. I had thought up three goals for myself for the month, and to be honest, this month went completely sideways, and nothing really worked out the way I wanted it to. So first things first, let's go over up here, right under the date. There's a little section that you can, enter any notes. So I did say I wanted to stick to my grocery budget, keep my eating out under $100. So my grocery budget for the month that I had told myself was supposed to be $1,200. The second one is keep my eating out under $100, and for side hustle income or any extra cash, I wanted to bring in $200. So I'm going to keep those in mind while I go over the month of October in here. So as you can see here, there is three overspent categories. So let's see what those are. So for clothes and shoes for myself, so last night a charge went out on Amazon. I am waiting for a refund for this. They charged me when they weren't supposed to. So I spoke to them last night and they're going to refund it. As of this morning, the amount wasn't back on my credit card. So for right now, I'm going to have to cover that overspending with money that I have available. So first, let's see. If you just click on it, you can bring up a menu and it will show you what you have available. So in my Discover card, I have a $50 available, $55 available that I could use to pay. There is still $55 in gas. There is $39.22 in household. Subscriptions still have some money in there. So let's see. Okay, let's cover it with Discover because Discover is not due until November 12th. So I could put that back into the Discover account when that comes due. So that goes away. Kids, toys, and activities. I bought these headphones for my daughter. It wasn't budgeted, but she really wanted these headphones, so I ended up getting them for her for $13. Now it's the end of the month, and I don't have any other subscriptions that's due. So there is a $9.43 that's available in subscriptions. I'm gonna use that partially to cover, and it still leaves me $3.59 to cover. That I'm still overspent. So let's go back down. I think there was a little bit left in the Discover payment of $2.17. Let's do that. So now I still need $1.42. And this is kids' toys and activities. So let's go into the money available and it will bring up a better picture of what I do have available. So my savings and sinking funds right now, I only have $101 in there and I'm not going to touch that. So I'm just going to minimize that. I don't need to look at it. Eating out, I have $50. Household goods, I have $39.22. Gas, I have $55. On the Apple Card to pay back, that's where the money was spent. So that's where the money that I just moved around is what's going back to the Apple Card. So I'm not gonna mess with that. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna have it covered by household. So let's go back to the overspent category, and it's just for $1.42. So let's do it with the household, and that goes away. So the last one that's left is a copay. And as of right now, there's $1,266.55. to cover. I don't have that amount right now. This was spent on a credit card. It was for a dental bill, and I'm going to submit that to my insurance for them to reimburse me. So I'm actually going to leave that and have it roll into the new month. And it's going to roll into the new month as a credit card bill because it was charged to my credit card. So I'm just going to leave that for now. So let's go down. Let's just sift through and see if there was anything that was left. So let's see if there's any more overspending. I think that's the only one. I think so. Yes. So that's the only one. Okay. So we're good. So if we go over here to the money available tab, it's going to tell me all the monies that I have available left in the month of October. Now, for my Capital One card, there is a available amount of $1,277.78. That's spending that I charge to my card, and I have money available to repay that card. So I'm gonna go through afterwards, and I'm gonna make the payments, totaling this amount to my credit card. I also have a $65.85 to pay to my Apple Card. I will go in and I will also pay that. The leftover monies of $55 in my gas and fuel, $37.80 in household, and $50 in eating out. I'm going to let those roll over to the month of November. So I'm not going to mess with those. And so that's going to be that for the rest of this month. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and I am going to reconcile my accounts for the end of the month. So first, let's start with my Klarna account has been reconciled. I don't need to do anything. My Marcus credit card has been reconciled. I'm thinking about paying this off $523.53. My Apple credit card, I do have a payment of $65.85. I'm going to go in and I'm going to record that payment as of right now. Actually, let's see. Let's reconcile that balance. See, I'm going to just double check on my phone just to see what my Apple Card balance is saying. And it is actually saying $1,622.81. So I'm just going to reconcile that. And see here, it's asking me if my current balance is $1,697.88. And it actually isn't. So there's something that's missing. Okay. So this $127.90 payment that I made, I need to clear it. And let's see. No. So what is this? Oh, this is the charge. I need to clear this also. And now, yes, that is my balance. So I can reconcile it. And yay, account has been reconciled. For Mattress Firm, I already reconciled this payment, this account. My Discover card, I already reconciled. Now my Capital One card is the one that I need to reconcile here also. So let's go through. I think all these payments have already posted. So CVS for a multiple payment, I can clear that. Gala Fresh, which is groceries. BJ's, which is groceries. ShopRite is also groceries. And I used it to pay my T-Mobile phone bill. And that's that. So let's see what my balance is. $11,497.79. I think something's not cleared. Let's see. T-Mobile isn't cleared. So let's see. Is your balance $11,244.85? No, it's not. So what else is on here that I actually? Oh, I know what that is. So I'm just gonna go through and enter these transactions just so I could go ahead and reconcile. So I did use this card and it's a 1.5% cash back on all purchases. So I did have some cash back that I applied to my balance. And Capital One has this feature that you could cover certain spending. So I'm just going to go through, and these were on the 30th. I'm just going to do it as rewards. And I already have a category for that. So rewards, it's going to go to the ready to assign for this card. And it's going to be for 15 cents. And I'm just going to put everything in one plus. And there is $9.55 plus $15.31 plus 91 cents. So I had cash rewards of $25.92, which is pretty decent. Um, and that was cleared. So now let's see if that's, oh, come on. This was cleared. So now let's see if we can reconcile. Now, is your balance $11,218.93? Yes, it is. So I'm just waiting for the T-Mobile bill to clear, and then we're good to go on this account. Chase, this $40 payment is cleared, and I can reconcile my Chase balance is zero. Yes. Capital One. So Capital One, I made two payments, and these have cleared. Now, is your balance zero? Yes. Famous Footwear. There we go. Famous Footwear. I did use this card earlier this month, and I bought some sneakers for my toddler. I did pay that right away, so that card is at a zero balance. Carter's, we're at a zero balance on that card also. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go over my report for the month. So this is going to be my spending for the month of October. So as you can see in YNAB, it gives you a pretty detailed layout of what your spending is. It also gives you a income and expenses, which I'll go over in a minute. Net worth, I'm actually not going to look at this because I'm a little embarrassed because it's a little crazy. So let's see. Let's start. Our biggest category this month was our variable spending. And if you can see, if I click on this section, it's going to bring up everything under variable expenses. So for copay, as you can see, for $1,353, that was the dental bill. And that's what I'm waiting for, reimbursement. So um, that was our biggest amount that was spent for this month. In the grocery section, I spent a total of $1,281.32. And to be honest, mid-month of October, I started splitting my groceries and household because I wanted to see what the difference, how much I was actually spending on food. And I wanted to make my food budget a little bit different. So I don't think the groceries is accurate because I'm not going to go back to the first part of the month and split them. Starting in November, I will split my household products, whether it's paper towel, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, laundry detergent. I will split those from my grocery food bill. So here, household, I spent $603.14. Now, all of this was unbudgeted, and all of this went on a credit card. Um, I'm an impulse spender, and I wasn't thinking, so I went through and I bought these things because I believed that we needed it for the house. We did a little bit of upgrade in our bathrooms, and there was little fixtures and decorations and stuff that we got for the bathroom. Could it have waited until I budgeted for it? Most definitely, but I went ahead on impulse and I bought them. Now, eating out is a total of $152.61. And this went a little bit overboard. So, my son needs braces, and he is in the process of getting braces now. So, there was a lot of appointments back and forth to the orthodontist. And every time we went on the road, it's usually before dinner or sometime after lunch, and it was never planned or well thought out, to be honest. So whenever I took him out, I stopped to get him something to eat. And just to be clear, this is not all him. There's some spending for myself, but I believe I would have stayed under my $100 budget if I didn't have those expenses when I went out with him to the orthodontist. Next up is meds. Usually this is a very small category. I didn't have much this month. I spent cold and flu. I bought some medicine because hubby was getting sick, so I bought him some cold and flu medicine. This is what put me over the edge because usually my meds is pretty much under $15 for the month. Okay, so that was it for that category. I'm gonna go back to the next one, which is our fixed bills. So fixed bills for this month total $3,188.66, and that takes into consideration my rent for $2,500. My cell phone was $252.94. Like I said before on previous videos, we have cell phones that we're paying for. There's two cell phones and an Apple Watch, and this is the reason why the monthly bill is so high. My electric bill, this was the last of the balance billing for $176. It's going to be reduced next month, thankfully. And actually, I'm going into November with a credit. Subscriptions for $143.66. This went a little bit overboard, and let's go through. So starting the month, I did my Afterpay card, HP ink. I went over on printing because I printed out all my printables for my planner. Usually my HP ink is $4.33. So this will be reduced for next month. My YNAB, my Peloton, Google Cloud, Clash Dojo. I'm planning to cancel this for the month of November. So we'll see how that goes. Apple Cloud for $2.99, Netflix for $21.71, Sirius XM, it's usually $7.27, but I think I ended up with a credit from last month, so it was only $6.03. And then my Amazon Prime, which is the last for the month, is $16.28, and that's for my subscriptions. Next up is my internet, came out to be $116.06. So we have gone up slightly because before it was ranging between $113 and $115. So we've gone up a little bit. Next up is the kids. Kids total was $2,150.61. So the first up is the babysitter, and the babysitter we kind of went over a little bit this month because there were a couple holidays. I know Columbus Day was in October, and when the kids don't have school, both my kids go to the babysitter. So because of that, I have to pay her extra. So it works out to be $910. It's usually $880 for the month. Child support, I paid my regular monthly payment of $526. Miscellaneous fees. So this fee right here was for my son when he went to the orthodontist. my insurance doesn't cover everything, so there's some parts of it that I do have to pay, and that was my initial payment. And this went on a credit card. Toys and activities. Let's see what we bought. So I bought my son a Halloween costume. He wanted to be a SWAT officer. That was for $47.78. I had bought my toddler a wooden puzzle, and I bought my oldest a pair of headphones. So that was unbudgeted amounts. Supplies. So this was for, let's see, what is this? And supplies. Oh, okay. So let's go back. So supplies. So I bought my toddler's 3 years old. She goes to bed in a pamper. She's fully potty trained, but she goes to bed in a pamper just so we don't have any accidents. Most nights she, doesn't need a pamper, but just to be safe. And that was the beginning of the month for $12. And then I bought her a head support for she is in a booster seat in the car whenever she falls asleep. I don't like the position of her head, so I got the support to hold her head. So far, we haven't used it, so I'm thinking maybe we're gonna have to send that back. Next up is haircuts. So my son's haircut every 2 weeks. It's $30. For this time, I went overboard and I gave a $10 tip. I usually only do $5. Fun money. I sent my daughter Apple Cash. She likes to ask for Apple Cash every now and then, just to get whether it is snacks. She plays sports, so whenever they go out for their away games, she gets snacks on the road. So I usually do send her that in Apple Cash. Clothes and shoes. I bought some stuff on Amazon for my daughter, and I bought something. I bought her a pair of shoes that that's what we discussed with my famous footwear. And that's it for kids. Next up is my debt payments. Now, debt payments, usually I budget $1,700 for the month, but that was before that I had student loans, and my student loan is going to be $40 per month. I was actually going to focus on paying that off, so I paid an extra $45 to that. My one main, I have it scheduled to do $300 biweekly for a $600 payment. And Lending Club, like I usually pay $1,100, but that extra money I sent it to my Perkins loan, so that's why I only paid that $1,059.22 regular payment. Now let's go into transportation. Now transportation, my car payment $4,000, which is $500 biweekly. I ended up spending $262.76 for gas because I was running back and forth for my son to go to the orthodontist. Car insurance, regular payment of $239.84. And maintenance and repairs is just or annual inspection for one of our vehicles for $37. Now, next up is personal. So personal for myself, I ended up spending $587.60. Let's see what went on. Okay, so the biggest spending in the personal section is for the plane tickets, airplane tickets. We're going to on a cruise at the end of the year, and we have to fly to Florida, which is the departing port. And that was the biggest part. Usually I spend less per month on personal. Budget supplies, I had to get some additional inserts for my A5 planner, which pushed me over the edge. I try to stay under $100, sometimes even under $50, because I do printables. Hair and grooming, I bought myself a hair straightener on Amazon, and I ended up getting shampoo and conditioner. Next up is clothes and shoes. I ended up buying myself some stuff from Shein and also some stuff from TJ Maxx, and most of that stuff I took them back. So I didn't spend too much. And that last part for $52.83, that's what pushed me over the edge because that's something I'm waiting to come back from a refund from Amazon. Now, next up is interest and fees. So this is what I have mentioned before in my other videos that YNAB have you pay your interest and fees for your credit cards separately. So total for the month of October, which is not bad, is a total of $251.09 for interest. So I'm going to go through and do the income versus expenses. So total income for the month, I got $8,304.76. And that is anything that came into my account that doesn't take into consideration any rollover from the previous month. So when I go over my actual spreadsheet for my budget, you'll see the difference in income here. So there was $97.18 in cash rewards. I got a check from my insurance, which was $347.56 for a bill that it hasn't come in the mail yet, but they did send the amount that they didn't pay out to the doctor's office. Cash reward and redemption was $34.21. There was a daily adjustment that came back from my card for 28 cents in the negative. Hubby sent over $1,800.85. My total paychecks for the month was $4,714.64. SSI is for my son for $1,300.10. And Venmo, I had surveys on the go. I did surveys and they send you money. They can Venmo it to you. So it was $10 total, $10.50. So we went over all our expenses in each category. So I'm going to go down all the way to the bottom and I'm going to show you that total expenses for the month, including credit card expenses, was $13,121.05. My income was only $8,000. So I'm in the deficit, which is spent on credit cards, of $4,816.29. Now, this is not good because this is what I'm going to have to cover on my credit cards. But like I said in previous videos, I'm working on it. I'm aware of what's going on. And for the month of November and onward, I am going to reel it in and I'm going to get it together. So, okay, let's go back before we wrap this video up. Let's go back to our main page and we're going to look at how we did for the goals. So, goal number one was to stick to my grocery budget of $1,200, and that's a fail. I was over by $81. Goal number two was to keep my eating out under $100. That's also a fail. I was way over. And last but not least, I was hoping to hustle $200 of side income, and I didn't do well on that one either. So that's also a fail. So it's a little crazy. I'm not discouraged actually because especially for my grocery bill, I wasn't that far over. Now that I know why I went over on my eating out budget, I will try to plan ahead, especially when I have to take my son to the orthodontist, and I will try to see if I can hustle some more income. So this is my 3 goals for the month. We're going to try again next month. We are. If you have made it this far in the video, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. Share this video with someone. I'm hoping that you guys are seeing that I'm making effort. I'm hoping that the next few months will be better. And not only that, I will definitely be more aware of my spending habits. And I'm going to make the month of November onward much better. So I thank you guys for being very patient. If you've made it this far in the video, please click the subscribe button. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Hit like and come back for another one. I'll see you next time.